My name's Chris. Spent the last 20 years serving the Australian Defence Force as a logistics officer. Deployed on a number of occasions to Iraq, Malaysia, Timor and Sumatra. I've also been on the receiving end of care packages sent both by my family and by the Australian public. Hoping today to give you a bit of an insight on what it's like to receive a care package and to also give you some hints and tips about what to pack if you ever feel like sending one to a deployed member. First up, my apologies if I speak too fast or slur my words. Happens when I get excited. Feel free to slow the camera down so that you can hear what I'm trying to say. Second, thanks very much Australia Post. Receipt of care packages is a super cool way to help deployed members feel like they're part of the team and to stay loved when they're in sometimes very isolated situations. For me personally, my first deployment was to Sumatra, 3 months away from my family, no contact except for care packages and phone calls. A care package was a good way for my family to send over presents and little trinkets to help me stay engaged whilst deployed. It was also a good way for me to send items back to show them what I was doing and to hopefully lessen the burden whilst I was away. Receipt of care packages is also very significant on days like Anzac Day, Christmas Day, Easter, and sometimes it's the only way of getting presents and having something to open on those special days. So thank you very much for facilitating their delivery. So what do you pack if you're going to send one to a deployed member? First up, address it to an Australian soldier. If it's gender specific, place the gender on the front of the box. The box will be received by the post office in country and it will be divvied up as required in country. Second, tell us a little bit about yourself, put a letter, and if you feel like it, put a return address as well so that we can write back and say thank you very much. Tell you who we are, what we're up to, and potentially send some items from the deployment home again. Third, Tim Tams. These things are like currency, especially to the American soldiers. I've traded these for helicopter rides and for all sorts of other things. A couple of packets of Tim Tams, your double choc ones, your normal ones, anything else you put in, that'll fill up the bulk of the space. They're like gold when deployed. I also love receiving little trinkets such as those little Lego men or something you can put together and play with, something to pass the time. A lot of downtime, a lot of time to think, so having a little trinket to play with or something to put together was also a super cool idea. Another idea, coffee. Either the Robert Timms coffee bags or if you've got some money, a bunch of ground coffee and a way to filter it as well. Defence Force lives on coffee and that won't go astray if you put it in. Another thing, some magazines, either your fishing magazines, your four-wheel drive magazines, your surfing magazines, something generic. Again, that's something that can get shared around to the troops. The person that receives your care package will get it, they'll read it, and then they'll pass it on. Lastly, think your Allen's lollies, think your natural confectionery lollies, dairy milk chocolate, anything else that we can get here in Australia. Most of the bases we deploy to are American Central. All the American lollies and all the American chocolate is really, really bad. So anything that you can send over that will make us feel like home. Vegemite's always a good one because it's good to get the Americans. No need to send medical supplies, no need to send deodorants. That's all readily accessible on base. It's just those little things that you take for granted over here that make a big difference whilst in country. So that's about all I've got. Thank you again for listening. I hope I haven't bored you too much and have a good day.